ثم التاريخ.
And welcome back, our dear viewers. Today we are going to shed light about the highlights of the Egyptian economy during the year 2022, as we are wrapping up the last days of the year, and we are waiting for the year 2023, hoping and we are crossing our fingers for more optimistic view. We are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Yumn Al-Hamai, Professor of Economics. Dr. Yumn, good afternoon to you and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dr. Yumn. Dr. Yumn, what are the most important pillars of the Egyptian economy from your point of view during the year 2022?
Actually, the most important, factors that we have to shed the light on it during 2022, to how extent the Egyptian economy has suffered during this year from the impact of both two crises, COVID and after that the Russian-Ukrainian war. Despite that, we are about to achieve a rate of growth approaching 5 to 6%. Unfortunately, these two shocks that can be considered as external shocks had affected seriously the performance of the Egyptian economy, affecting to large extent the quality of life for a large segment of the society. And from here it comes that this is what we can feel all as consumers and producers. And this is what we have to address properly so that we can change the direction of the economy into a positive direction, since Egypt is full of potentialities to achieve such goals, taking into consideration mega projects regarding building infrastructure, securing, energy sources and diversified energy sources. So what had happened and we witnessed during last years regarding infrastructure can direct the economy actually into a very strong takeoff for a more, increase in GDP growth. But we have to manage the crisis we are in deep of it.
Yes. What's your comment, Dr. Yumn, on the Egyptian economy achieving its highest rates in almost 14 years, despite the successive global crises and the setbacks that the economy did witness because of these many issues on the international levels as well?
Yes, actually we are affected by the world economy seriously, specifically regarding imported inflation, since the world economy had witnessed during the last year actually specifically a very high increase in inflation rate, and since unfortunately Egypt is relying to a large extent on importation, either by food and food security or by intermediate goods and capital goods for our industrial sector. Our reliance on, importation had affected, the imported inflation, and this has been translated into the highest rate of inflation for this annual year that approached 20%.
Yes. Dr. Yumn, also the Egyptian economy is one of the strongest emerging economies. What does this mean, and to what extent we are hoping to witness more improvement in the year 2023 as we are just the days ahead?
Actually, the prospect for a better economic growth can be referred to very high potentialities existing in the Egyptian economy. Any economy with unexploited resources, with good management, can change in a very short period into a better performance and GDP growth. Examples of that for Egypt are for mining resources. Still, our mining resources are not exploited at all. We have very large potentialities for such exploitation so that we can enhance, the growth of mining sector in cooperation with multinational companies. So we need to know what are the obstacles preventing such companies to come and invest in our mining sector, and to address these obstacles properly enough. This is from one perspective. From another, regarding our industrial sector, still we need to enhance the local contents of the industrial sector. And we have a lot of potentialities regarding PPP, which is the private-public partnership. We still have very good potentialities in our public sector companies regarding different industries like medicine, like food industries, chemical industries. A lot of potentialities that may increase in a very short period the production of these industries. And I believe that what we are lacking, actually, the good management of the economy and addressing bureaucracy and corruption properly.
Yes. Dr. Yumna, also the report of the Council of the Ministers indicated a decrease in the unemployment rate, reaching 4.7%. Which has not been reached in almost 30 years. What are the reasons for that decrease in the unemployment rate, and to what extent that could be reflected somehow on the performance of the economy?
Actually, unemployment rate can be regarded as the most important challenge confronting Egypt. And I believe that when we talk about the average of unemployment, we are neglecting something very important, which is the unemployment of youth. Unemployment of youth is very high in Egypt. Unemployment of women is very high in Egypt. And this is reflecting to large extent, social problems and concentration of poverty. From here it comes that we don't have to look to the figure of unemployment as one figure, but as, we have to analyze these figures to see to how extent we have to address such a problem properly. And I believe that we need to exert more efforts to support transformation of informal sector into formal sector. We need to enhance the role of SMEs. We need to build capabilities and to work very hard on economic empowerment of poor people. And we have, a decent life program, a very important initiative, Haya Karima. And within this initiative, we can address poor people properly by allowing them to gain from their own capabilities, by building their capabilities, upgrading their skills. This is, from my point of view, more and more and more important than building and, having sanitation services or water services. From my point of view, we need to concentrate on building human resources and allowing them to, have opportunities of job. This should come first, since the cost of doing that is quite minimal compared to, spending on this mega project, as well as the return for such investment is quite much higher than just concentrating on infrastructure.
Yes. Also, Dr. Yomne, the increase in the Egyptian exports is one of the most important successes of the Egyptian economy. What are the factors for increasing exports, and what more do we expect during the coming year?
Actually, the word competitiveness is the answer because unfortunately we're still not capable to increase the competitiveness of our product because we are still relying on large projects for exports.
Yes.
The participation of SMEs in export in Egypt is still quite minimal compared to large projects. And as long as you are going to concentrate on large projects for export, you are not going to achieve the goal of 100 billion. And this is what we have to work very hard in order to upgrade the skills and the capability to compete for such small industries and medium industries in order to increase the size of exportation. This is from one perspective. From another, we don't have a visionary approach towards which industries we have to start with. And most experiences have concentrated on some industries for, specific periods that a country should concentrate and then move gradually into other industries. You cannot export you cannot exert effort for all industries at the same period. We are not going to achieve the prospected results. So this is actually my recommendation regarding we have to concentrate on the industries that we have a comparative advantage to transfer this comparative advantage into competitive advantage and achieve remarkable size of experts in these industries.
Yes, Dr. Yomne Al-Hamai, Professor of Economics at Ain Shams University. Thank you so much for your very precious input, Dr. Yomne, and have a very happy new year. Thank you so much for being with us. Our dear viewers will go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to resume our program, so stay tuned.